Hello again, blessed people. Welcome back. So we are now in March. We're now in March. And so for our Take Back Fridays for March, we're going to be celebrating and showing some love to women's history. So I'm going to be focusing in on, for this week, Aretha Franklin. Okay. So I'm kind of going into the music realm. Who are some of the women in the music who kind of been world changers in the music industry? So we're going to go with Aretha Franklin for our week one. So let's listen in to a little bit of information on Aretha Franklin. All right, so Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. Well, we all know Aretha sang some of the best R&B, soul, and pop songs ever, but to hear her deliver a gospel song blew me away. One of my faves is Precious Memories, which she does with the Reverend James Cleveland and his choir. RR, that was a quote. So here we go. So no one has a voice like Aretha Franklin. No, they do not. After you've heard her unleash a vocal, it changes the way you hear singers forever. Every feeling comes through when Aretha sings. Power, sadness, beauty, and passion, all crashing together at once. The first female artist to create a fusion of gospel, pop, and soul. It's no surprise the Queen of Soul was named the greatest singer of all time by the Rolling Stones magazine. Aretha was born in Memphis, Tennessee in 1942 and moved to Detroit, Michigan when she was 4 years old. She and her sisters sang in the Baptist church where their father, Reverend C.L. Franklin, was the pastor. He was a well-known preacher who was very involved in the civil rights movement and a friend of Martin Luther King Jr. Many African-American stars of the day visited the Franklin's home. Aretha was exposed not only to talented artists like Sam Cooke and Smokey Robinson, but was actually mentored by the great gospel singers Clara Ward and Mahalia Jackson. Even as a child, Aretha had an incredible voice and was a skilled self-taught pianist. By the time she was 14, she had recorded her first gospel tracks at the church. Though her roots were in gospel music, Aretha drew inspiration from blues and jazz greats like Billie Holiday and Ray Charles. As a teenager, she released her first single with Columbia Records and went on to record several more albums. But things never really gelled at the recording label. However, her luck changed when she started working with Atlantic Records in 1967. Collaborating with music producer Jerry Wexler, Aretha recorded at Fame Studios in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, with the Gritty Rhythm and Blues House Band. During the season, Aretha accompanied herself on the piano, and something magical happened. Her particular style of piano playing led her vocals into new and exciting phrases and pushed her melodies sky high. Aretha put her personal stamp on the music, and the rest is history. Aretha's second single with Atlantic was Respect, the biggest hit of her career. The great soul singer Otis Redding wrote the song Respect. See, I didn't really know that. And released it in 1965. Aretha came out with her version in 1967, so 2 years later, just 1 year before Martin Luther King Jr. was shot and killed. The song became an anthem for African Americans fighting for fairness and equality in the civil rights movement. Just as powerful was how the song spoke to women, not just African American women, but all women, challenging gender inequality in the growing women's movement. At a time of great societal change and instability, Aretha was at the forefront of both the civil rights movement and the women's movement. Aretha's version of Respect is number 5 on Rolling Stone magazine's 500 Greatest Songs of All Times list. Otis Redding and Aretha created an amazing song that inspired a generation. A true innovator, Aretha was always stretching her own artistic boundaries in 1967 and 1968. She had a string of top 10 hits that made her one of the biggest stars in the entire world and launched what was known as the Age of Aretha. During her career, Aretha has gone on to record in a wide variety of genres, from pop to jazz to rock, producing many more hits and winning a stunning 20 Grammys. RESPCT. All right, so Aretha Franklin, legendary. And I read this information out of a book called Legends, Icons, and Rebels, Music That Changed the World. And I really like how that looks. So yes, it's the teacher in me, y'all. So here's Aretha. I did a little story time instead, huh? All right, so Aretha Franklin, respect. Anyway, but yes, Aretha Franklin, y'all, Women's History Month. All right, so I hope y'all enjoyed some information about Aretha Franklin. Until next time, Abs Nation, keep on marching on. And don't forget, respect just a little bit. Oh, baby, just a little bit. Ring, 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 ring.